A dream caused by a flight of a bee. When you think about art, what comes to mind? An abstract fine art, a sculpture? When you think about art, do your dreams come to mind? Do you vision your dreams as an interpretation of a deeper meaning? The image I chose does just that. The phenomenon of experiencing a complex and apparently extended dream, which in reality is only momentarily, is brilliantly captured here. The sleeping figure of Gala on the rocks of Port Legget is assailed by a rush of ferocious images, and Dolly produces the maximum effect of momentary surprise and horror. AIDS. When interpreting dreams into art, can you recall a specific dream? Salvador Dali seemed to perfect this, stemming his art and ideas based on the ideas of Sigmund Freud, who greatly influenced his art. The painting I chose to share is called 1 Second Before Awakening from a Dream Provoked by a Flight of a Bee Around a Pomegranate. It is an oil on canvas 20 by 16 inches. I believe this painting is a vivid detail of what a dream is like. It is Dolly who experiences the dream rather than Gala, for she too is a part of it. Floating slightly above the rock, AIDS. This painting is of a dream that Dolly experienced about his wife Gala. Here, a string of images appears to spring outwards, with the red snapper projected from the pomegranate, spewing the tigers out into space towards the viewer. Spatially, there is no logic to the forms, which are outside the perspective of the peaceful beach scene. AIDS. There is a floating mirage of Bernini's elephant striding in the background. The image seems to play in reverse as well. The gun whose bayonet prick anticipates the bee's sting suggested the hunting of tigers, while their fanged jaws prompt the gaping mouth of the fish. AIDS. Many of the images placed in this painting have blatant sexual symbolism. The obvious is a Gala, the pomegranate, the fish with its former fearful sexual connotations for Dolly, the tiger's vagina dentata jaws, and phallic gun. AIDS. At the base of the painting, a shadow in the form of a heart is cast by the real pomegranate, as a faint talisman of protection against the eruption of the aggressive nightmare. AIDS. Salvador Dali, who is known by his surrealist style, painted this painting while he and his wife Gala were living in America in 1944. His amazing way to paint was marked not only for his childhood, but also by Sigmund Freud's theories, which influenced the Surrealist movement. Freud's influence affected deeply the perspective and painting style of this artist in many ways. Prado. Freud's ideas of the unconscious and the importance of dreams encouraged many painters to become aware of their personal subconscious and the world of dreams. Thoughts and images they had previously would have dismissed as absurd or illogical would have meaning. Freud's notions related to art explained that the sublimation of the artist's unsatisfied libido is responsible for producing all forms of art and literature, whether it be painting, sculpting, or writing. Freud, Prado. Dolly felt impressed when he discovered psychoanalysis and read Freud's Diatraumenting and the interpretation of dreams. It was one of the greatest discoveries of my life. I was obsessed by the vice of self-interpretation, not just of my dreams, but of everything that happened to me, however accidental it might at first seem. Dolly. Since that moment, Dolly's masterpieces have many interpretations of Freud's psychology as fixations, complexes, and psychosexual development. Prado. Dream caused by the flight of a bee around a pomegranate, a second before awaking, Dolly said was intended to express for the first time in images Freud's discovery of the typical dream with lengthy narrative, the consequence of the instantaneous of a chance event which causes the sleeper to wake up. Thus, as a bar might fall on the neck of a sleeping person, causing them to wake up, and for a long dream to end with the guillotine blade falling on them. The noise of the bee here provokes the sensation of the sting which will awaken Gala. The world was not used to this Wikipedia, The world was not used to this type of unusual art. Dali paints real objects for the most part, and presents them with a more than photographical reality. So excellent is his technique and delicate his precision. But the objects are distorted, incongruously grouped. Dream landscapes are Dali's subjects, extremely simple, the ground being an absolute plain extending to a terrifying distance. Into his dream world, he puts a few such natural objects as trees and rocks, exactly painted to give an illusion of reality. Then he inserts such objects as shoes, keys, eggs, clocks, common symbols for the hidden things of the subconsciousness. Delicate shades of blue predominate in the paintings. All Dali's landscapes present the dream world in lovely color, form, and delicacy, with an occasional dash of ugliness and suggestion of death. Maggots on a watch or an animal skull on the desert are designed to emphasize beauty and the life presenting their opposites. The distant cliffs are sometimes gold. AIDS. I believe that what Salvador Dali learned through Sigmund Freud helped him tap into his creative abilities, enabling him to appeal to almost anyone. He was an eccentric individual with a lively personality. Sigmund Freud's psychoanalysis discoveries helped to expand Dali's optical illusions, giving him insight into a world of deeper imagination. He used his own dreams and life to create unique art using common images mixed with an array of subconscious images, creating a dreamlike imagery sequence. In 1929, Dali joined the Surrealist movement, which was in a moment of extreme crisis. Surrealism was caught between its theoretical basis in automatism and its efforts to form an alliance with the French Communist Party. Since Surrealism's inception, its members had characterized themselves as being in constant revolt against society that reduced all human desires to market values, religious impostures, universal boredom, and misery. Captivated by Freud's theory of dreams as twisted images of socially repressed desires, the Surrealists invented automatism as a tactic for releasing the unruly and chaotic imagery of dreams into the waking realm of everyday life. Automatism proposed that the production of an image should abandon conscious control and that the final product should register this in its formal makeup. Greeley. Automatism was viewed as a passive-aggressive way as a political movement by the French Communist Party, as Dali contributed into solving this problem by creating the paranormic critique method. Unlike automatism, in which the individual merely tried to avoid taking any conscious control of his or her actions, the paranormic critique method advocated a dynamic role for the artist and an active production of imagery in the service of social critique. Greeley. These ideas caught the interest of the French Communist Party. It was based on the idea that any given visual image was open to multiple interpretations. By linking this with a theory of paranoid delirium of interpretation, Dali proposed to systemize these multiple possible accounts into an operative analysis of reality. He claimed that through a deliberate stimulation of paranoia, anyone engaging in a paranormic critique method would be able to demonstrate that reality was not a fixed entity to which an individual responded, but rather a construct born out of the individual's comprehension of the world. In this manner, the paranormic critique method pointed the way to a critique of the symbolic realm as an integral part of any interrogation of social relations. Greeley. Through the discovery of theories, Salvador Dali was able to create his own manipulation of imagery through his paintings. He discovered a way to appeal to just about anyone through his dreamlike imagery. In this painting I chose to share, Dream Caused by a Flight of a Bee, a Second Before Awakening, he painted the background in a light hue of blue, almost as if the sun was rising over Gala. He used images of that were greatly recognizable, such as the circus tigers and the elephant striding in the horizon. The bayonet represents the unknown lurking danger of this horrific nightmare. that Gala is engulfed in. Gala's female sexual appeal is on display with other hidden sexuality hints hidden throughout this painting. This painting has always appealed to me for some unknown reason. Perhaps it's the sequence of the pomegranate turning into a fish, or the tigers. One can only wonder, but I believe that Salvador Dali's paintings will always appeal to the masses because of his discoveries of these subconscious dream theories that he practiced and put into play through his development of his art. The psychoanalytic criticism holds that art should be studied as a product of individuals who are shaped by their past, their unconscious urges, and their social histories. Sigmund Freud wrote the first psychoanalytic criticism when he examined Leonardo da Vinci's work in light of Leonardo's presumed homosexuality and episodes from his early childhood. Psychoanalytic criticism seems appropriate for work that deals with strong emotional content, intuition, dream imagery, or fantasy, such as the 1955 painting Tomorrow is Never. The work of Kay Sage alludes to hallucination, fantasy, or dream with a sense of motionlessness and impending doom. Lugosi. Structuralism holds that in order to understand a work of art, one must study the structure of art and the complex interrelationship of its parts. Structure gives meaning to an artwork, like a sentence determines the meaning of individual words within it. Lugosi. When viewing Kay Sage's Tomorrow is Never, you're almost sent into a confused dazed fog. There are 4 floating caged towers, all positioned in certain areas. 2 are close to the viewer, while the other 2 seem off in the distance. It almost seems as if the towers are floating up in the clouds or coming out of very murky water. There is a cloth-like being trapped inside each tower. To me, it almost resembles a sort of a body bag. Post-structuralism is a range of reactions against structuralism, but it is not a homogeneous set of ideas. Although structure is important to study, post-structuralists believe that this will result not in one single meaning to an artwork, but rather in multiple meanings, because every viewer approaches the work with varying perspectives. Lugosi. The image I chose to share next is a collaborative project of a photo montage which 4 artists participated in. Exquisite Cadaver. It was created in 1937 using photographs and drawings to create a surreal image. Each artist contributed one section and then covered it so that the next artist added more imagery without knowing what had been drawn earlier. The end result is intriguing but incoherent, like a dream, which is well expressed through the photo montage and collage method. Vasari. I picked this image because I thought that it was interesting how this photo montage came together. Each artist had no clue what the other had painted, yet the montage came out with a dream-like imagery sequence. The photo montage is a collage that made with pencil and paper. The image starts from the bottom with a picture of an eye, and it looks to be a parrot's tail pointing into the eye. Going upwards is a silhouette of a woman's neck with lips. Directly above is an arm and a hand. The hand is holding a branch. There is a set of red lips with teeth biting the branch. Above the branch is a shadow of dancing-like figure with smoky-looking swirls with eyes peeking out between the figures. When viewing these works of art, I would not have thought about a deeper hidden subconscious meaning. But we have learned that all works of art have a hidden interpretation that can be based through the individual, the artist, or the viewer. I believe that Sigmund Freud has greatly influenced many realms with his theories, not that just of art. I don't think I can ever look at my dreams in the same way, and what a way to expand on his creative avenues. Salvador Dali did just that. Using his dreams, whether they happened or not, he used dreamlike imagery to manipulate his audience and appealed to the viewers.